computer. All right, so here is the start of the game against Beach over the weekend. We ended up, I think the total score was 3-1, but I'm gonna kind of scroll through this as we go. The game just started, and let's go through. We start playing, and I'm gonna stop at certain points in the game. It hits the guy. So at this point right here, there's a drop ball. Our goal is probably somewhere right here. Why are we dropping so far away? Why are we dropping so far away? This is in a situation like this, I'd actually want someone to be where my mouse is right here and force the ref to make the decision, right, on pushing you back. When you sit back this far, it creates way too much pressure. First of all, we're sitting right on top of our goal, and the field was kind of weird because they didn't have lines, so it was hard for you to kind of assess. But this is something that we need to do better of. I know the normal distance that you need to give is 8 yards, right? I want you to stand within the 8 yards, like 6 yards or so. On every start that the closest guy, in this case, probably Landon, I want you to be right here so that the ref then goes, wait a minute, move back. Then what does that do? It gives our team a chance to set up. If you look here, Max is facing the wrong way. This is Jonathan's facing the wrong way, right? And so by standing here, it gives these players a chance to come in and turn around, okay? So let's roll this forward. We're here at 25. So on this one, Adishai is standing there. Look at all the defenders are in a state where they're going back towards their own goal, right? They're running towards their own goal. This is exactly what we want. Benji has the ball on this side, and he is going to try to look. But Adishai, standing still, loses the advantage of being next to the guy. Now, when the ball goes over the top, Adishai is starting where? He's starting almost 5 yards behind number 8. But if he was on number 8 and the ball went over, what would happen then? It would create an opportunity for him to go one-on-one real quick. So what is this?
That's a lot of the ghosts.
So anticipate, right, guys? Anticipate. Let me mute everybody real quick. Anticipate the actual play from happening. So watch. Benji kicks it over. Adishai is not next to him and allows him the chance to clear, right? So that's something that we need to work on. We need to anticipate where the play is. The other team is constantly reacting. And the two things I'd say from this entire game after watching it that I've noticed is that we take one too many touches when the guy is actually open. And two, the anticipation there's no anticipation, there's more reaction from this, all right? So I'm gonna play this out. There's a shot there. Right here, Benji, good confidence. Right here, you actually have 2 opportunities, but I find that shooting right here is fine too. You could have gone over because look how many guys are around you. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. And even though you have the shot, that's great. But if you slipped it to Landon, now it's a 3-on-3. You notice that? Adishai has 1 guy. Here's another guy. Here's Jonathan. So from that shot, even though it was good at that point, just kind of consider the other option as well. Okay? So let's go through on this. We shoot, we miss. He takes a kick out. Now, we lose the ball here. Right here, there's an opportunity. You see Benji? He sees this run, 100% sees it. But because you controlled it right there, the pass should have been let go right now into that space. You took 1, 2, 3. Now he's on you. He bumps you. The pass is wrong. You hit the other guy. If you would have let go of that pass, Benji, at this point, because you are looking in the direction, right? Like this is the actual pass that's there. The pass that's there is right here into that space. if you did that, right, and then we move the play forward, look at where Jonathan would have been. If you took that pass early, maybe before this, Jonathan is gone. But you took 3 touches on something that could have been 1 touch or 2 touch max, right? And then he bumps you, you hit it into him, and then the opportunity is missed. So let's continue down here. They clear, I think, at 102 potentially. Here, let me kind of close this out. At 102, he missed kicks. This is where Micah, this is where you're up next, right? He missed kicks. The ball's right here. What are you going for right now? You're going for the ball. You're looking at the ball right there, Micah. Right here, this is a shoulder right into the guy, knocking him down. Then the ball's completely yours. But because you didn't do that and he was quicker than you, he got to the ball first, and now we're chasing, right? Imagine going back here. Let's say you go in right here and you flatten him, and the ref goes foul. Is there any harm in that? No, it's actually to our advantage, because now the kick is here. We can then shift back and move into our position. So whenever there's a 50-50 ball like this, first thought, body off of him. Hip, shoulders, step across, knock him off the ball. Because if you did that right here, you would have won that ball. And if the ref was a good ref, he would let it go, because this is a 50-50 shoulder charge, right? A lot of you guys look for the ball and not look at the situation. Always initiate contact first. All right, so let's move on to here. The ball comes down, it's cleared out. We're here now, watch. He kicks the ball. It's just a random kick. He's just randomly kicking it. What's Noah doing? Watch what Noah does. Why are you jumping off the ground? When you jump off the ground, you have no control, right? There should be no jump. At this point right here, he should be balanced. A foot's in the air, or a thigh is in the air, or the chest is in the air, and he's trapping it and bringing it down, versus jumping, which bounces up again. Now you create a situation where the other guy's on you and you lose it. So please do not jump unless you're heading the ball. And this happened a lot with our defense. Noah and Mark, there's situations where you both jumped off the ground instead of controlling it. Please see what happened here. Because he jumped, he could have just trapped it right there, brought it down and cleared it out if he needed to. Or look, we have all these positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he trapped it here, Lannon's completely open. The pass could have gone here and we're attacking. But he decides to jump, it bounces off the ground, and now the other team has it and shoots, right? So that's something else. That's something that we need to kind of consider. So let's play this on 41, which is roughly around right here. Look at where we're standing. This is a free kick on our side. If let's say the kick goes right to this guy with the headband, who's there to defend? Right? One of you, Max or Micah, should be back actually in here, because what we're doing is we're trying to pull them closer to us, right? By pulling them closer to us, it gives this opportunity to have this big space right here. Can you see where my mouse is? Right? But in this situation, this is very dangerous, because they have 2 guys without anybody in between on our kick. Even though you're assuming that Noah can kick it perfectly over his head, let's not do that. Max, come back. Micah, come back. Let them step here. Landon should be somewhere around right here, and if it goes over, then we can move up together. Okay, so that's very dangerous. 145, he kicks it over. Max wins the ball right here. Now, completely, he sees this pass to Jonathan, right? But look what happens when you don't pass it straight or pass it with a lead. It should be coming to where my mouse is going. It should come here. But watch what happens. He hits it, and Max and I have talked about this. This is the technique. Look at how his foot is crossing the railroad tracks right here. You see how he lands with his foot? Is it going towards the direction where the ball needs to go? No. He's hitting it at an angle. And guess what? You can't control it at an angle, right? So this is why when we're working on our technique, it has to be there. He saw the pass, but could not execute it. That's a skills factor that needs to be worked on. And Jonathan would have been off to the races right here with the advantage of him taking a better angle where this defender needs to come across. He would have pushed it by and outran him. But because of this pass, look at, he has to come back. And now an option. This is actually a great run by Landon into that space, actually. He didn't control it right there. But Landon, in this case, you keep on going into where this X spot thing goes, right? Because you take his line, because the defender just stepped up. You take his line into that spot. Micah's there. Max holds the middle where you left. Okay? So that was out of bounds. We're back here. Look at where we are. We know that this is a long throw. Mark, in this case, don't be so close because Jonathan's already there. Be back here. You can always come and attack that space versus getting it thrown, and now you're at an awkward angle. Look, now you're facing outside versus running and attacking the ball, right? Guess where the ball goes? It goes out. If we back that up and you were 5 yards behind attacking that ball coming forward, it would have been different. It would have been down the line again. So keep that in mind. Let's go. Let's keep on playing. We come here. Micah slips right here with his throw in. Micah gets it again and goes far. We know Micah has a long throw in, right? So bait them. Jonathan, if you're here, come in. And as he's throwing, you know he's going over about come in, roundabout and go versus standing there, right? So you bring him in, have his momentum coming here, and then you turn and run. Right? Or if Jonathan comes in, Landon, you could actually go into this little spot where he vacated. And now you're at an advantage facing forward. So let's play this one out. We are at 2:36. Look at how you guys are standing. This is a throw in. So first of all, there's no movement. Both teams does the same thing. You guys just post up. There's no movement. There's no checking in, rolling out. He checks in, Landon comes here, Adishai comes back. You're rotating, right? So let me draw that out. What should have happened here is Jonathan checks in, Landon goes into this space, and if the ball goes, now it's a one-on-one, right? You're facing and you're running towards the goal, Landon, like that, right? But no, you guys are both standing there. So Jonathan checks in, Landon goes in here, Adishai comes in and takes Landon's spot. It shifts their defense. If Adishai comes here, guess what this defender is doing? He's coming in, which means it vacates. Look at this area now, right? Jonathan comes in. Now this defender is going to come in with Jonathan as well. Now Landon shifting here. He's going to be in front of this guy running. And then this guy, if you are in the motion running this way, the ball is going to come in this direction. Now you're at an advantage. Now they're both facing back their goals. We need to be a little more dynamic with our movement on the throw-ins, okay, guys? We know Micah has the ability to throw it very far. Let's leverage that. Let's move on with this for a little bit. I'll take this off, close this out. 244. Let's go to 44. So Micah, look at what happens here. It's the same thing with the Benjamin 2-3 touches. Look at how open he is. Look at how open Jonathan is. Look at this pass right there, right? It should have been, you got it, and you should have seen that. And this is something that we can work on. But let's play this forward. You get it. Your head's down. You're looking at the ball. You don't know that Jonathan is there. You take one touch. You actually looked up. I don't know where you're looking to right now, but the pass is still there. Now it's gone. You took 1, 2, 3 touches, and the pass is gone. Instead of going attacking, now we're going back, right? So in this situation, Landon actually, so there's a couple of things I want to talk here. You have a situation here where it's also a triangle. As you do this, let's say that pass is gone. Landon's actually in a spot. If Landon was standing more in this position, Landon, look, here's a guy, here's a guy. You split the difference right there, right? So you should have been right here. That would have been an easy pass that would have come to you. But in this case, you're actually not in a bad position. The pass could have still gone there as an option. But because Micah looked up and that field closed, because you looked up after and were deciding after the fact, if that ball was there, you should have seen Jonathan first. That would have been the best option. And your second option would have been to Landon. But because it's not there, we go back, right? So let's move this forward. Let's move this forward here. This Landon right here, when he cut back, you should have slid back down to where that circle was, where this circle was. And you could have gotten the ball there because he was looking for you there. But since he's not there, you have to go back. And at this point, now you're inviting 2-3 guys into you, Micah. And we go here. Right? Did that make sense? We want to be able to move. So this is what I'm talking about. We're actually seeing the passes. Max saw the pass. Benji saw the pass. Micah saw the pass. But the 1-2 touches closed the gap. So what we need to work on and why we play that rondo sliding the way we do it is because it's the exact situation. Look at our triangle. If we're looking here, Mark has himself. Look at Noah. Look at Micah. And now you actually have the other base of the triangle and also Landon. And the reality is Michael is back here too. We actually have a rondo right now. And we're outnumbering them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 1, 2. They have this guy and they have this guy. This should be a perfect rondo opportunity if you slide sideways and find the open angle. Okay. So let me clear that. We'll go on now to the next iteration. It's at 55. So in this situation, Mark, you get the ball from Micah, right? You don't have a line to Jonathan because this guy's in the way. You take a touch here. This is where you should have done this. Knowing that there's a guy behind you because you just saw him, you were just facing that way. Now you're going around. So now you have one guy on you, potential second guy on you. This is where the ball should have gone, back here. That would have been the best option. And Michael should have actually shifted himself out here to receive the ball around right here. Now we're doing the U. Now everyone falls back into shape and we reset. But look at what you end up doing. Right? We'll clear it. We'll progress it. You turn into him again. Remember what I said? It's easier to turn away. Why not go this way? You got plenty of room. He's a smaller kid than you. You can shield him. It's an easy pass back here. And if Michael doesn't want to deal with it, he can boot it up for you, right? But you chose to go here. Now you're stuck because you're like, oh, I forgot that guy's there. I turn, shoot, that guy's there. I got to come back out. And now you're in trouble. Now, after 5 touches, you're going back. That could have been a quicker decision, right? Why put yourself in a position in our third or in the middle third instead of just shifting, moving to a better position, receiving the ball back, and then playing? So this is the decision. When you have the choice, don't let the guy come close to you if you have full control of it, right? If it's a 50-50, that's different. But in this situation, the decision-making should have been quicker because you would have ended up there way sooner, right? So let's go on to 3 minutes. In this situation, the minute the ball goes back, Noah right here or Aaron in the future should have sprinted back this way so that he then positions himself facing forward, right? That would have been the right way to do it. But watch as we play this out. Clear drawing, we'll go back here. It goes back. Look at the position that Noah's here. If Michael passes it to Noah here, it'll take him 1 touch, 2 touch, and most likely this other guy right here would have been pressing. Whereas if he sprinted into that position and was facing forward already, no problem. That guy could sprint, no problem. Benji's open, right? Now you don't have that much option, because if he receives it here, look at the angle of play that he has. He sees this much of the field. He doesn't see any of this other stuff behind him. That's why the pivoting of the body is extremely, extremely important, guys. Right? I'll clear this. Let's play it on. We'll move forward. Michael here could have played Mark, Jonathan. It could have been here to Mark, to Jonathan, and we would have had control versus kicking it up and having this guy get it, right? So let's keep on going to 39. We play here. You guys both got there. Should be talking. Landon, Max, talking there. It comes here. Jonathan. Good job, Jonathan. Anticipate Adishai. You see that Jonathan's here. You know he has long legs. You should have already started running here. As a forward, you need to get space. You need to have the ability to get that separation from someone. Adishai took too long, to be honest. If I saw this ball and this player is behind Jonathan, I would have started taking off, because even if he doesn't get it to me, oh well, I can jog back. But if now he gets it into this space, which you'll see it'll happen, now I'm running after the fact. He has an advantage on me, right? Look, right? Look at the distance that I have to cover just to be even with that guy. If you ran, you would have been right next to him, Adishai, and you would have gotten that ball, because you're faster than that number 8. But you waited. And this is something that's very important. Gamble forwards. Gamble. Get the advantage of you moving and them starting from scratch. Adishai, if he would have taken this run in this body motion way before Jonathan poked it, it could have been a goal. Or he could have pushed it where he created chaos for them because they're facing their own goal. Okay? So let's play this one through. They called it. It's outside. It comes back. We keep on going. Right here, Landon gets the ball, does a very good job turning the guy. And now, right here, Benji. Where is the space, Benji? Where is the space, you think? Option A, look at the space behind him. Look at that space. Look at that space behind here. Landon actually will eventually pass it there, right? But if you made that run early, Benji, and he saw the glimpse, he would have put it in earlier. But look at what you do. Option 1 would have been this space. If you didn't have that option, option 2 is a serious back pedal. Run as fast as you can backwards to the outside and receive the ball from him, right? If you didn't see this, it's the back pedal to get it. Look at what you did here. Let's play it. Let's play this forward. Whoops, sorry. Landon got it here. If you ran, you would have gotten to number 1 very quickly, but you didn't. You stayed right next to your guy, which now you run. Now you run. Look at where your body shape is. Where are you facing? What can you see here? And I'm talking about body shape, guys. It's so important. This is what you see. This is what you see, right? You're seeing this right here, not number 1 where you should have been. So this is what anticipation and understanding that you need to be in a position where you have advantage. Let's play this one out real quick. We might not get to where I want to be, but this is a good look. Landon still saw that angle. and still try to pass it to you down that wing into the number one, right? So that wasn't a bad pass. That was actually the right play, but it was about 4 or 5 seconds too late. And it was because, what did I tell you about the pass? The passer can only see the angles if he sees movement into that angle. Adishai waits for the ball. Benji, you wait for the ball. Jonathan, you guys wait for the ball. So guess what? The ball always comes to your feet versus into the space that puts the defender facing their own goal, which we want, running towards their own goal, not knowing what anything is behind them. Right? Let's see. I'll go to 440, and this will be the last one, and we can stop here. So the ball goes out. There are so many opportunities for us to attack this team. And the more you watch this, I'll send this to you in a little bit so you guys can watch it as well. Let's go to 440. It goes all the way back. Michael gets it. So right here, look at what we have. We have a numerical advantage with Mark, Micah, Noah, Landon against 2 guys. Michael, why are you kicking it? Why are you kicking it? Give it to him. We got Rondo right here. 4v1. This is exactly what we practice, right? Look for these opportunities, boys. Let's play this out. He kicks it up. Beautiful trap by Benji. Benji plays the right pass back to Noah. At this point, Noah should have known that, look, they have, how many people are on their side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 guys on their side, which means what? The other side's open. This is where Noah, this is where Mark, you come into the middle and you scream to him, you shape. You get it here. Jonathan comes out. We're attacking the side that's weaker. But okay. Let's say he didn't see that. We play forward. Landon does really well with his back to the goal, to the offensive goal. So we know that we can play this ball to Landon because he can control it. But here's the thing, Landon, at this point, why are you trying to turn back into the area where they have 6 people? You should have known it's time to switch because you're the pivot guy, right? I'm on this side. They're all on this side. It could have been a simple pass back to Max. Max springs Jonathan. We're off and we're running. But look at what you do. You turn back into the problem. You turn back into 3 defenders. Now it's like this guy, if he presses you, would have been 4, but 1, 2, 3 defenders against 1, 2, 3. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3. If you see the numbers like that, please stop, turn, go the opposite way. Right? You got it to Benji, but then we lose the ball out. So right here, here's another thing. Noah, why are we throwing it right back in there? Look at Michael. Michael's here, right? Michael's here. Look at this space. Look at Mark. The minute you throw it back to Michael, Mark's going to run out here. Jonathan's going to come out here. Micah is going to come back, hold this spot. Max is going to come back here. You're going to drop back. Now we have our shape, and we could go the U up this other way. But we didn't do that, boys. Right? So I find, I'm going to stop it here. The idea here is that what are we looking at? The theme of it is, if there's a simple pass, make the simple pass, right? If there's a simple pass, you see it, send it. Why are you inviting people so you can cut back and cut right and then lose the ball? As a pivot, because we play with that triangle, we should be rondoing like crazy. It's okay to pass back and forth between 2 guys. Get everybody involved. They'll move more. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So if you go up one way, you see problems, turn and go. Mark, same thing. You love going up the line always. It's okay to go back. It's okay to swing back and come back through this way. Do you see what I mean, this is only 4 minutes into the game. I didn't even go up to, I have like 3 pages of notes here. I showed there's some good stuff there too, where we moved without the lines on the ground. You guys actually shifted very well on defense, but the goal that they scored, right? Let's just go there real quick and then we'll stop. Share again. Let me go back to the view here. Whoops. Let me see. Where's that? Where's my? Let's go to the goal real quick. I will show you. I think it's at the 10-minute mark. It's at the 10-minute mark right here. Look at what happens here. And I'm not, and this is not just, I'm not calling it out, but Micah just happened to be in that position, right? Micah, on this goal, if you watch, and this is a learning experience, right? So don't take it in any other way. If we drew a line up the middle, oops, that's a bad line. But if we had a line up the middle would have been right here. And the middle would have been around right here. You see where I'm putting it? They have you see these red cones that they have on the ground? It's very light, but it should have been right there. So if Max is on that side, you're holding the middle, right? You weren't holding the middle. You were on the opposite side. And I know it's a little hard because the lines weren't there on this field, but look at how they score this goal. If you were where this ref is, literally, the ball would have been, you would have gotten to that ball right now. You would have been there already, but you reacted to it after the ball was played. Look at the white kid, the white team right here. He moves first. He moves first, right? And then you move. You do get there because the ball's rolling, but you should have been there already, clearing it with your right foot. Now you go to your left foot. Look what happens. Look what happens. And he hits it. You gave us that opportunity, would have not been there at all. And this is not just, it could have been Noah, it could have been Max. I seen it in other situations. It just happened that the goal happened where you were, Micah. You can't be out of position being the pivot. The pivot is the hub of everything that happens. If you were where the ref was at the very beginning here, which is about 10 yards, right? Maybe 8 yards. If you were right there, the ball came, you would have cleared it. No problem. Now you're reaching. The foot is way off, right, from where it was supposed to plant. And so it was a weaker clearance right to the other guy for a bomb into the upper V. Nothing Michael could have done on that one. But that's a lesson learned right there. And I just wanted to show that part because I wanted to end there anyways. But that is the difference between us winning a game and us going down. Literally the position of where you are. Max and Noah is going to play in that position. You, Noah, and Max are going to rotate through there a lot. And depending on if it's a big field or small field, there's advantages to who's going to be where. But in that situation, we can't react. We got to be ahead of the play. And this is why soccer is such a hard sport, because it's not a set play. You're constantly having to move in order to be in the right position. So when you go, like, for example, Benji, the slowness of that play, you could have been in one versus now running, facing away from your goal, getting a ball, and then now having to go back. Or Micah, in that situation, you could have been there, done, cleared, no danger whatsoever, to now reaching, and now he has an opportunity. So this is what I'm talking about. And when the ball, and we're going to work on this, wherever the ball is, you have to be in a certain position. Then it's no longer, I'm running into that position. You're already in that position, right? So I know we concentrated a lot on Coach Kai's team. We're going to get another video player. I'm going to watch your games too for Tony and David. And then we're going to break it down the same way. Mark, you saw it. Extra touches, quicker decision. You only have 2 decisions. Find the winger, find the center mid, go back to the keeper, or send it forward. You only have 4. There's nothing else besides that, right? Send it to the forward if you're in trouble. Find Jonathan or whoever's playing on your side. Find Micah or Landon in the middle, or go back to your keeper. There shouldn't be that many for a defender. It's almost clockwork. It doesn't change from those patterns, especially for a defender, right? And then Micah and Max, one guy goes out, another guy holds the middle. One guy goes out, the other guy holds the middle. There were a couple of times where we both went into a space and left it open, right? So I actually, there's a whole video. I'm going to send you both the games and then we're going to be good. Any questions, guys? You can unmute yourself at this point and then we're going to end it.
Coach, so on that goal, like, should I be like behind the ball kind of, or like pretty much even to it,
No.
like as
In
pretty
that
much.
point, if we went back to the document, right? You'll see that that center defensive mid actually holds the middle and there's a big circle around there. If one guy goes out to the fringe of that, the other guy holds the middle. And if it goes like this, Max goes out, you hold the middle. You go out, Max holds the middle. Because in the middle is where the danger is, right? In that case, you stood there, and it's probably because part of it is it's hard to see because there were no lines. But if you were 5 steps forward, that goal wouldn't have happened at all, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a lesson learned that Noah, you need to be aware of this as well. Max, you need to be aware of this as well, right? And Max, you saw it. I in the game, I saw your head looking up and you saw all the passes, executing the pass in the exact way with the right weighted pass. That's what we need to work on. Okay. Cool, guys. We'll stop it there and then we'll run it through again. I'll share the video with our team. We're going to start trying to film your guys' games for Tony as well. And we're going to do the similar assessment because I think on paper, and we can go, oh, move here, move there, but it doesn't make sense until you actually remember those plays in the game, right? And this is very important for us to go through these videos. And please take away from this, anticipate the movement on offense. Second thing, and the second thing is we have to also be in our position and play quicker. The decision making, you guys actually see it. We move the ball well. It's just I'm going to take 5 touches on it. And then you see what happens when you take 5 touches. What was open becomes closed, right? If you take 2 touches, they're here. If you take 1 touch, it's here. If you take 3, it's here. 5, it's here. With Mark, with Benji, with Micah, which were the ones that we caught, trust me, I have a bunch of notes here. This is what we see. We learn from this and we go on. And yes, Tony, we'll get you VO as well. I think it's hugely important for you guys to actually see yourself in the game and the decisions you make. Okay? All right, boys. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow at practice.